All right. Whoa, this looks different. Okay. Sorry. Hello. Welcome back. Here we go. We are talking about 4.2. We're talking about conversions. Okay. So this section, it's what's called dimensional analysis. It's just converting. It's converting centimeters to meters, but really we're going to be converting meters to something completely different, maybe yards or something like that. What this particular section is going to help you a lot with is your project. Is the project that we're working on the rest of this quarter. Okay. Tonight's homework is going to be to complete part one of your project. And part one of your project is only 2 questions. All right, it's only 2 questions. I will check it. Okay. We'll talk more about that in class together. But this entire section will help you a lot with those conversions. All right, a lot with those conversions, how to set them up, how to do them. You may have done conversions in a previous class, whether that was Algebra 1 or a science class. I'm not sure, one or the other. But here we go. Let's give this a shot. The current world record holder for a 60-meter sprint that can run the current world record holder in the 60-meter sprint can run that distance in only 6.39 seconds. Convert 60 meters to centimeters and inches and feet and miles. How many miles are in 60 meters? So it kind of tells us our steps. So we want to convert 60 meters. So I start with 60 meters. All right, and what I want to do is convert that, it says, to centimeters. Well, how many centimeters are in 1 meter? Well, in order to figure that out, I would need to look at my conversion sheet. Now, luckily, I'm going to post this for you. This is a conversion sheet that we're going to use, all right, that you're going to be able to use on your actual project. Look, this will be posted on in Schoology today. 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So what I want to do is multiply so that the meters cancel out, and now I'm left over with centimeters. How do they cancel out? Well, they cancel out because they're on opposite sides of the fraction. A meter over a meter cancels. What I'm doing here is I'm multiplying by 1. I know it doesn't seem like it, but these are equivalent expressions. 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. This is technically multiplying our number by 1 in a sense. Okay, obviously we're going to be multiplying 60 by 100 at some point, but that's what we're kind of representing. So now it tells us to convert. Okay, now I'm with centimeters. Now I want to go to inches. All right, so look at my conversion sheet. Okay, 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So I'm going to multiply 2.54 centimeters 1 inch. Again, look at this. Cancel top to bottom like that. Inches. It says, so I did centimeters in inches. Now I want to go to feet. All right, how many inches are in 1 foot? There's 12 inches in 1 foot. Boom. And then I want to convert to miles. Now I know this off the top of my head. I don't know if you do. There are, where is it on this sheet? Holy buckets, the sheet. There it is. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. Okay. So I'm going to multiply 1 mile to 5,280. This next step, whoops, I forgot to cancel out some of my things here. So inches is gone. Feet is now gone. So I'm left over with miles, and that's what we want. How many miles? All right. So how do I do this now? All right, how do I do this? How do I multiply this? Well, I want to think about here is I want to multiply straight across the top. So 60 times 100 times 1 times 1 times 1. So 60 times 100. And I'm going to show this step first, and you don't necessarily always have to do it. And then I'm going to multiply by the bottom. 1 times 2.54 times 12 times 5,280. So 2.54 times 12 times 5,280. And to me, doing these separately helps me out a lot so I don't make a mistake. So I'm going to do that. Again, I can use this Desmos calculator, 60 times 100. Hopefully we should know that is 6,000. I just wanted to show you. How would I know that's 6,000? Just add the zeros. Okay, 6,000. Then I'm going to do 2.54. 2.54 times 12 times 5,280. So this is why I do it using this Desmos calculator helps you out a lot, because now I can just do 6,000 divided by the answer. Look, ANS is answer. Answer, which is this number here, and press enter. So I'm going to still write out this step. 160,934 160,934.4. When you divide that out, that was 0.373, 0.3728. So I'll just say 0.373, 0.0373. And what did we end up with? We ended up with miles. So all that for one problem. Yes, all that for one problem. Okay. I know it seems like a lot, but when it comes to your project, I mean, you only have 2 problems to do tonight. I don't think it's going to take you that. All right, there's a lot of teaching that went on there. So convert 6.39 seconds to minutes, and then minutes to hours. How many hours are in 6.39 seconds? So this should be a very, very small decimal. I want you to try to do this on your own. Use this conversion sheet. All right. I mean, you should know. Hopefully we should know how many seconds are in a minute and how many minutes are in an hour. All right, but try this one on your own. Like I said, pause and try. Okay, so here's where I'm at. Seconds, cancel, minutes, cancel, and I have hours. I went 6.39 seconds times 1 minute to 60 seconds, 1 hour to 60 minutes. Go ahead and multiply that out. Here were my keystrokes. Here's what I put in the calculator: 60 times 60, 3,600, and then I did 6.39 divided by 3,600. All right, so what was that? 0.00175 hours. Think about why that makes sense. I'm converting a small number of seconds to hours. Obviously, hours are a little bit more. How fast is the runner sprinting? Right. So what they mean is, here's how far they went in miles. Here's how quickly they went in hours. If I'm talking about miles per hour, how fast are they going? Well, I have my miles, which is 0.073, so 0.0373. Divided by our number of hours, so 0.001775. So this was miles, and this was hours, which ends up being about 21.01. So we'll just call it 21 miles per hour. All right. So let's get deep into these conversions. So what are we talking about? When is it worth using dimensional analysis, which is what we just did? That's another way of saying conversions. How do you convert from squared or cubic units? All right. So dimensional analysis. Here's a blurb. You should read that. It talks about a basic conversion of going from 3 hours to minutes. You probably do this in your head already. Just do 3 times 60. That actually is dimensional analysis. You're doing it without even realizing it. Okay. I want to convert 5 miles to inches. Okay. I'm going to go. What I like to think about first is think about my pathway of getting somewhere. Okay. In our connecting portion, or excuse me, in the explore portion, our warm up, they told us the pathway. So now we have to think about it. Obviously, this one I have the solution right here in front of me. I go miles to feet, feet to inches. Okay. Look, it says, so in this case, we convert miles to feet, feet to inches. All right. We want to think about these pathways before we get there. So I have the acceleration of due to gravity is 32 feet per second. Convert this to meters per second, or feet per second squared, meters per second squared. So first thing I want to do is look at my conversion sheet. Do I have a conversion of feet to meters? Just a straight conversion of feet to meters or meters to feet. I have centimeter, meter to centimeter, meter to millimeter. Here, okay. I have inches to centimeters. Doesn't look like I have a straight conversion from meters to feet. So what I have to do is kind of help myself work backwards. Since I know that I can go inches to centimeters, that's my connector. So what I want to do is I want to go from feet to inches, inches to centimeters, centimeters to meters. All right, so what is that going to look like? So I got 32 feet per second squared. I'm going to multiply that by 1 foot and 12 inches because I want to go from feet to inches. And after inches, I said my connector was centimeters. So I'm going to go from 1 inch to 2.54 centimeters. Now, I have these kind of just memorized in my head, but you can continue to look them up. And I want to go from centimeters to meters. So 100 centimeters is 1 meter. Whoops. So boom, the centimeters cancel out. Oh, look, my last conversion is meters, and I have seconds squared on the bottom. So I'm going to multiply straight across the top. 32 times 12 times 2.54. And whatever I get, I'll divide that by 100. Go ahead and give that part a shot. All right, so I got 32 times 12 times 2.54. I got 975. And then I'm going to divide that answer. So answer divided by 100. Boom. And I get 9.75. I'm going to round that up to 9.8. I get 9.8 meters per second squared. I round that up, but I round it up, but the book will tell you when to round and how to round. So if you're confused about that part, don't really necessarily worry about that, how I knew to round it up. All right. This next example looks at, 65 miles per hour to centimeters per second. So it's a double conversion where we have to convert miles and then hours. So notice how, in this conversion here, the path from miles to centimeters, I went miles to feet, feet to inches to centimeters, and hours to minutes to seconds. So in this one, we actually have to think about 2 different pathways to get to our answer. All right. Take a look at that. Take a look at that work. Let's keep going. All right, so the record holder for the record holding is 43.18 seconds for a 400 meter dash. Convert this runner's speed to miles per hour. All right, sorry about that. So I got 400 meters per 43.18 seconds. I want to get to miles per hour. So I'm going to have to go from what? Meters to centimeters, centimeters to inches, inches to feet, feet to miles. Okay. Seconds to hours, I'm going to go from seconds to minutes, minutes to hours. All right, so I'm going to take care of the distance first. I'm going to take care of the meters. All right, so I want to go meters, 1 meter. Oh my goodness. I said 11. 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Boom, meters are gone. 2.54 A meter is 1 inch. 12 inches is 1 foot. And then 5,280 feet or 1 mile. So if I'm looking at the green portion, inches cancel, centimeters cancel, feet cancel. I'm left over with miles, so I did a good job. Okay. Now you notice that seconds is in our denominator in the bottom here. All right. So knowing that, when I start my next conversion, and technically I'm still multiplying onto the same line here. All right. But I'm going to continue it down here. I need my 60 seconds to be the numerator. I need to be in the top. Because seconds is in the bottom here, in order to cancel it out, it needs to be on the top. Because seconds over seconds cancel. If I do seconds times seconds, that would be seconds squared. That's kind of our reasoning. Seconds over seconds cancel. 60 seconds in 1 minute. 60 minutes in 1 hour. Remember, this is just a continuation of what's going on up here in 3. All right. I just didn't have enough space. So what am I multiplying here? That is where a lot of people make their mistakes. Okay, and that's where you kind of have to be careful about. You're multiplying straight across the top. 400 times 100 times 60 times 60. And then straight across the bottom. 43.18 times 2.54 times 12 times 5,280. So why don't you try and do that? This will be our last one, and then we'll pick it up with the rest of it. All right, so looking at Desmos here, I did 400 times 100 times 60 times 60, and I got this number. The good thing about Desmos is it breaks apart your zeros. So you can tell it's 144 million. All right, so I entered that in, divided by, and I hit the answer key to use this number. It's not as nice. So I got 20.72 miles per hour. 20.72. There you go. 20.72 miles per hour. Miles on the top, hours on the bottom. That was a win. That's it for the video. Wow, that was a long one.